Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, agents. I am Manny Carl, and welcome to another Division Let's Talk right here on Gun Brothers Gaming. And today is going to be I don't know how you put it, a different Let's Talk, because it's going to focus more on what I and a lot of other people do for, a hobby or a living or something like that. And I've accused a lot of people being on the payroll of Massive or Ubisoft or something like that. So let's go ahead and talk about today about did YouTubers have a hand in the way the Division is currently set up? Did it ruin it for you? Did it not ruin it? Do you think the game is better for what the YouTube community did? Did the regular community ruin it with the toxicity? There have been a lot of stuff circling that. So before we actually get into talking about that, let me just go ahead. I'm going to be gone for the next 4 days, so it's going to be hard for me to get in front of a recording machine or something like that. So I might do some live blogs or something like that, so you might see Manny Carl's face occasionally from time to time while I'm going and being away on this trip that I have to go on. No, it's not to the Destiny premiere or anything like that. And no, if you saw that on Twitter, that was a joke. I was only kidding. If you notice the spelling of Destiny, it wasn't Destiny, it was Density, and that is a inside joke for all you Back to the Future fans. But I will be gone for the next 4 days. Hopefully there will be content. I'm going to go ahead. There's no vendor reset video. I'm sorry, I just don't have time to do it today, and I'm not gonna, my next video there will be a state of the game address next week. But this is kind of brought up. There have been a lot of YouTubers that I have caught on Twitter, and I've talked to a few of them, and I'm going to want to kind of bring some of them in, and we'll have a panel at some point once I get all of these together. And I've talked to people like 21 Kiloton, Upper Echelon Gaming, Infamous, and a couple other people about doing this panel and coming together as a community and kind of talking about the state of the Division as it is, kind of doing our state of the game as well, just to kind of figure out from their perspective what it is. And I've gotten some people who have said, no, we don't want anything to do with the Division, we're moving away from that because that is basically not going to help us anymore, and we're not doing Division content. And there are people out there that are doing that, and that's great, and they've moved away. But the fact is, there are a lot of channels like mine, and some very popular YouTubers who covered the Division, who are actually losing a lot of subscribers because they covered the Division, and the Division is essentially no longer being played by people, so they're actually abandoning these channels. And it kind of sucks for us because we put our heart and soul into it, and we're losing subscribers, and because of it. And that's not a big deal because the views are staying the same. My revenue's actually gone up. It's actually fine. My revenue's gone up while my subscribers go down, and I don't mind because I cover Division content. If you're done playing the Division, that's okay too. But I've moved on to other games, and I know a lot of you have recognized that as well. And I've actually started streaming a little bit more, but I've given away stuff on streams and stuff like that. But really what it is there are YouTubers out there who have had a big impact on the YouTube community and on the Division community. People like Skill Up, people like Marco Styles, people like Eric's, people, who else is out there? Wids, Upper Echelon Gaming, Infamous, myself. There are a lot of people out there. I'm sorry, Tuxberg, whatever your favorite Division YouTuber is, they probably had some hand at some point in shaping the way the game actually turned out to be. And some of it is good. There are a lot of Marco style videos who actually, I would say that he has done both bad and good, and he's actually destroyed some things and he's actually rebuilt them. And that's good because not only that, but we need to be aware of how we're conducting ourselves on the YouTube. I mean, it's a soapbox to be able to go ahead and tell you guys about stuff, whether that's through glitches, like game glitches. His channel has done very well because he focuses on the glitches that are in the YouTube, to people who, just cover it, via Newswise like myself, or do Let's Talks through that and don't really focus on like the builds, like people like Upper Echelon Gaming, Jasimian, and some of that. Those people there actually focus on helping the game and the community itself. But as people start drifting away from the community, they move on to other games, that kind of it brings to light a lot of what has happened, where like Marco Styles will release a video exposing certain ways to play the game that will give you an OP build, or Skill Up giving his opinion on stuff and people going with that and being up in arms over it. And these people people, yes, they have a huge impact. I can't remember what it was that SkillUp did. I know that he did something. I'm trying to remember what that was. Give me a second and I'll get it. But it was a video where he exposed something, and whether, I think it was the loot. Let's go with loot for now. And because he was upset that not enough loot was dropping, and there was something, basically, it doesn't matter. We've all had an impact on it, and there are a lot of comments down in the comments section saying you've ruined the game. YouTubers ruined the game, and I think that's sure, we can take some of the blame of that, because we put out content that we use to promote our channels. We use it to promote the games that we play. But honestly, would the Division have lasted as long as it had the YouTubers not come in and made content for this game? Honestly, no. This game would have died back in 1.3. That is the honest to God truth. This game would have died long before, and the community is it's toxic, and there's a lot of really toxic people out there. I've been to the Reddit community. I've seen the way they treat people. I've seen the way they treat the game. And it's not everybody. You can't rope people in. This isn't something it's that you can rope 100% of the people in. There are definitely people that are nice. Early on, when I was talking about the Division, my main thing was that rogues were ruining the Division, and that's true. That's 100% true. Back then, rogues ruined the Division because there was only one way to PvP, and the people that were in the dark zone who are just running around ganking people. I have a lot of friends, people that you've known that that played with me early on. People like Second Son, people like Mochi, people like Panda, people like Ribs. They played with me for a long time. But after a while, the Division got so bad for them, the rogue killing, the just absolute garbage that was being put into the game, people left. People left then, and they didn't come back. There are people that came back, but there are people who did not come back. And that is, it's partly, you rely on us for content. That is 100% true. People like Upper Echelon Gaming, they built the game up. People would not know about, viewers would not know about some of the builds if it wasn't for those channels that actually focused on making those builds. People like Upper Echelon Gaming, people like Just Simeon, people, I'm saying people like a whole lot, but that's what it is. It's channels that are really focused on making this game better, and there are channels who focus on the news or breaking the game down so that you can get a more granular idea. And there's a lot of content that can be put out for this game, and that's just one way to put it. And so we as YouTubers are taking the majority of the blame for the way that the game is, but I honestly can say the game is in the best shape that it has ever been. And that is one awesome thing to say about it. Honestly, we're already into year 2, and I'm going to say this. They need to release the content. They need to release the whatever you paid for, Last Stand, Survival, Underground. That stuff needs to be given to everybody. That and supply drops, monthly supply drops. We paid for year 1 DLC in the season pass, and sure, a lot of people are gonna be like, well, I paid for that, I deserve to get it forever. No, you paid for a year 1 season pass. What you didn't pay for is a year 2 season pass, and they're not gonna have it. And I think it's time to increase the user base, show the goodwill, and release those things so that everybody can enjoy them. It's going to bring people back if that happens. No more free weekends, no more, doing that stuff. We need people to come back, people to play. I was talking with guys the other day. They were saying the wait for Last Stand is over an hour. The PTS, almost nobody is playing the PTS. That means that nobody's testing stuff out. There are 4 people at most, or 20 people. I think 20 people at most. That's barely enough for an entire Last Stand match. And these kind of things are hurting the Division. And so, Massive, you need, let me appeal to you. You need to, if you don't, leave the supply drops, the monthly supply drops. Sure, leave those for the season pass holders. Maybe, do something, but you need to give people the Last Stand, Survival, and Underground for free. It's been enough time has passed. I wouldn't be sore if you released it for free and give people, more people a chance to go in and play these games, and that's really what what I'm appealing to. And so what if it ruins your opinion of the Division or anything like that? People need these games. We need these games. We need to be brought, and we need more people playing, and that's what's going to bring more people in. People that didn't buy the DLC are going to come in and try that out. We need to go ahead and focus on for this is that we need more people playing the game. There is a severe lack, an hour wait for Last Stand on PC, and not even enough people are there to play. And I've seen it on Xbox as well. 20-30 minute wait just for a game of Last Stand on the Xbox. There is a huge drop off right now, and I don't even need to tell you the Steam numbers. The Steam numbers don't even reflect the amount of people that are dropping out of the Division right now. And every time I make a video, it just reminds people that are subscribed to my channel, that played the Division, that came to my channel for the Division, that the Division is slowly dying, and there's no amount of year 2 content that can save that. Loadouts aren't going to matter. People aren't excited about loadouts. Yes, they would have been a year ago, but now the people that are playing might be excited about them, but it's not bringing people back to the Division. ETF Charlie, I couldn't sign up for it, sadly, because I'm going to be gone the month of May. I'm going to be gone at conferences and stuff like that the entire month, and so I can't even go and see what they're doing for year 2 and talk to them about it. But so far, the announced content, and this is why people are, they're dropping off, is because there's no content that was announced for year 2 that people are excited about. There is 0 things about year 2 that are making people stick around. And I know that we originally started with this Let's Talk with, did YouTubers ruin the Division? And go ahead and put that down in the comments. And I know this has kind of moved on into something else, because I want to go ahead and I want to hear your opinions as to whether or not you think the Division is slowly dying, and whether or not your opinion on year 2 is going to save the game. Is year 2 going to be that way? Are they going to make enough changes? We've seen new weapons come into the thing, so we know that they're working on new weapons. Are they working on new gear sets? We need to know some of these answers. They need to get us excited for that year 2 stuff. Whether or not they have all of the answers, what really killed it for a lot of people, and I've talked to a lot of people about this, no new map expansion. Some bugs aren't being fixed that really need to be fixed, mainly from the healing. There's people running around, that are, running, OP builds that, people can't seem to do. And rogues are still dominating the Dark Zone and absolutely just murdering people, even though it's a lot more balanced than it used to be. So what do you guys think? Leave your comments down there. And if you guys want to help me out, this is the huge thing. Tell your friends. I'm still doing Division content, and I'm doing other content that is entertaining and stuff like that, because I want you guys to come here. I don't want you guys thinking I'm leaving the Division. I posted Infamous's video about him leaving the Division. We talked. I talked with him, and I said, hey, you know what? This isn't fair to, the people out there. We shouldn't abandon the Division because there's some BS going on in it. We love playing the Division, and that's why we're here. That's why we're doing content. That's why we're doing this and that. The Division content isn't what makes us. Our channel makes the Division content. That is what it is. We have to come up with stuff. We have to figure out whether or not we did this stuff to ourselves or whatever it is. And I know that a lot of the majority of you guys are loyal subscribers. You guys will come around and watch whatever I play, and thank goodness for you, because you guys are the ones who are coming into my stream. You're getting the free. I gave away so far. I've given away Xbox gift cards. I've given away free games. Big shout out. Let me just shout out Nightmare 645. I can't remember the numbers after your name. Nightmare, still playing the Division, got a $10 Xbox gift card. Tail Best ended up with a copy of Deformers. I haven't even played Deformers yet. I have a copy sitting right here next to me, and I haven't even played it yet, but I gave away a copy of Deformers, and I have here. You guys, if you guys want something for free, here's something, and I don't know what it is, but if you guys have made it this far in, here it is. Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition. I'm going to put in a key right now. It's worth $20. I'm going to put in a key right now for Steam. You can go to Steam, download this game, and you will get it. So first come, first serve. I'll put those numbers in the key into the window. You guys will be able to. And I have a ton more games. I have Halo Wars 2 to give away. I have Euro Trucker to give away. I have a ton of stuff to give away, and I do it mostly during the streams because I can. But I'm also going to go ahead and, just like the Street Fighter game, I'm going to start dropping dropping stuff in the videos, give you guys a little enticement to go ahead and download that stuff. So if you are on Steam, I'm going to put that number down. I also have a copy of Lichdom Battle Mage sitting right here next to me, and I can put that in. I'm not going to put it in this video. I'll put it in a later video. But anyways, that's going to be my time. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for supporting. We are not going to give up on the Division just yet. We are going to stick around. I'm sorry there's no vendor reset. If I didn't have to leave, I'm actually leaving in like an hour and a half to go to the airport and fly to Orlando. I have a red-eye flight. I have to go to the airport. I have to be there tomorrow to set up for the conference. I'll be there all week long. I'm out doing another demo on Thursday for another group. You know, and that's the thing, is this is my job. This is the job that I have. I do YouTube as a hobby because I enjoy bringing you guys the content that you guys deserve and that you guys want to hear about. And you guys like to hear these Let's Talks and, you know, stuff like that, and me talk about the game. And I love hearing your opinions down in the comments section. That is one of the things that brings me great joy, whether they're positive, negative. So go ahead and for this, leave a comment down there whether you think YouTubers destroyed the Division, whether you thought they made it better, who, you know, and all that stuff. I don't care who it was. I just want to know, you know, what you thought and what was the turning point for that. And, you know, leave those comments down in the comment section. I'll try to reply to them as much as possible. But that is my time. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and drop a like on it. Subscribe to our channel. We are doing still Division content. We're still doing, you know, Player Unknown's Battlegrounds. We're doing those streams almost every day. I'm sorry that this week, you know, this actually month is going to be very hard for me to actually get Player Unknown's Battlegrounds streaming going, but I will have some Player Unknown's videos for you guys. That way you guys can do it. I don't have a laptop that I take on the road with me like these guys who do, you know, when they go off to these things. I don't have a, you know, a laptop that I play these games on. I do it mostly at home, so maybe I'll try and do that anyway. So thank you so much. For all of us here at the Division Let's Talk, I'm Manny Curl, and we'll definitely see you in the next Division Let's Talk episode. Agent out.